Hello and welcome back, Indie fans. I've got something really special for you today. My name is Nick and this is Indie Impressions, and today we're going to be looking at Space Engine. You may have never heard of this before, but if you haven't, you're in for a real treat, and if you're a fan of space exploration or anything like that, or if you're just really excited by all the Mars talk lately, this is basically going to be some space porn for you. I can't say that I'm like one of those guys that's just absolutely enthralled by sci-fi stuff and space stuff all the time, but this one definitely gives me a bit of an appreciation for it. So to start us out here, I'm going to increase the time scale just a little bit, and maybe you'll see the sunrise. And I'm going to read to you a little bit of what this game is about. 30x should do it, probably. I'll let this go for a moment, and the sun will probably come up. So what is Space Engine? It's a free space simulation software that lets you explore, or piece of software that lets you explore the universe in 3 dimensions. Starting from planet Earth to the most distant galaxies, areas of the known universe are represented using actual astronomical data, while regions uncharted by human astronomy are generated procedurally. Millions of galaxies, trillions of stars, countless planets. Capabilities, well, there's a long list here, and once you see this thing really going, you're going to be absolutely floored. But all types of celestial objects are represented: planets, moons, stars, star clusters, nebulae, and galaxies. The observer is free to move around the universe. Transition between any celestial body and any scale occurs continuously. The observer can move around in space using WASD keys like in first-person shooters. Movement with inertia is made possible in spacecraft mode or aircraft mode. Select and fly autopilot. You can actually just have it track you right to something if you select it. It's got orbits. It's got all sorts of crazy physics, really high capability graphics. And the time scale, you can set that up and down and actually watch orbits happening either in real time or in a hyperspeed time or a super slow time. If you're a science person, I can imagine this is probably one of the most exciting things you're ever going to find. I can't even quite grasp the degree with which this is kind of just amazing. I think the sun may have already come up. There it is. Right. The graphics are actually really, really high-end in this game, and I actually had to turn them down a little bit because my computer can't quite handle it recording at this resolution, and I don't really seem to have an option to change the resolution, so unfortunately it's a little bit GIMP-looking. It might be a little bit more beautiful on your newer computer. You'll have to take my word for it, but since it's free, feel free to go get it. And I will warn you, there's a very high chance that we will run into a crash. This is a beta, it's not finished. And as such, those types of things do occur pretty frequently. I did run into a lot of crashes playing around with this, and especially recording it. So if that happens, I mean, don't hold it against the developer. It's just the way it is for now. And you gotta see what happens when the sun goes down. It's quite beautiful. I keep turning off the pointer here. Let's just watch the sky for a second. So we landed on Earth. You can look through anything in the entire universe. So I picked to go to roughly where New York is. I mean, the topographical data is there, but when you get close to the Earth, I don't believe it's going to get particularly crisp. It's not exactly Google Maps, but then again, Google Maps can't take you to Mars or further. Much, much, much further, actually. So this is a little bit of a preview of the different places we can go. Any of these points are fair game, and in fact I should be able to select any one of these and then we can go to it, which actually begs the question, like, wow, how do we even pick where to go? I don't even know. We're just going to sort of take it easy here and just do a little bit of exploring. And if you guys aren't already impressed, we haven't even begun yet. But this is already pretty impressive to me, just the beauty of the stars and watching them go by like that. And you can make this full screen, you can take screenshots galore. You can even, I believe it'll record internally, but I'm using Fraps to do it, so that's a thing. So we can speed this down, speed it up, have it be day again. And we can do a little bit of moving around here. So the mouse wheel is actually going to control your speed at with which you're flying, your velocity. So obviously the higher you scroll that, the faster you're going to go. And that's a big deal when we're talking about stuff with the magnitude that we are describing here. So we've got a lot of ocean in front of us. I started out around New York. I may have moved around by accident. And we're going to just fly a little bit up past the atmosphere. And please pardon the poor frame rate. Again, very, very advanced stuff going on here, and my computer's got a little bit of age on it. So we're getting a little bit away from Earth now. Just a little bit. Look at that, it's beautiful. Really got the radiation of the what looks like heat and warmth to the colors, and everything has such a really natural feel to it, and it's mostly very high resolution as well. Let's speed up the time again real quick. I would like to navigate by daylight if possible, at least for the moment, because I want to show you Earth a little bit, at least from the outside. Let's scale up our velocity so we can move a little further away. I find this just absolutely impressive. I can't even believe that something like this exists and nobody is talking about it. To me, this is very surprising. I would think something like this would have a lot of publicity and be talked about everywhere, especially because I believe this is designed by one single person. How is that even possible? One person made the entire universe? Okay, we won't talk about theology today, though, because that could have been a pretty easy segue. So where are we on Earth here? I can't quite tell. We need to get a little bit of perspective. Let's zoom away from the Earth a little bit faster, and let's look for North America again, because I totally screwed myself on where I am on it. And we can, in addition to scaling in and out, changing time, we can also rotate our viewpoint with the Q and E keys, which actually controls quite naturally. So let's see if I can find the bottom here. So there we go. Let's go around here. I mean, this would be a thing like if we were only looking at Earth. This would already be impressive, but we haven't even started. So let's follow it around, turn down the time scale. Alright, so there we go. The places we may be more familiar with, at least from my perspective. I know I have some viewers in Europe, somewhere around here, which it's really kind of hard to control, but I'm still getting used to it. You get the idea. Let's zoom out. And it actually holds up pretty well as we get around that. So we can rotate around the planet using the right click. Left click will move our viewpoint around. People that are familiar with 3D rendering software, this is a pretty similar solution for that. Got quite a bit of cloud cover on the East Coast today. And ideally, we would be able to zoom right in and take a look at some of the ground level stuff, but I'm not sure if that's quite working yet. Not a problem, though. We get the idea. It's very pretty. I won't hold it to it. So let's have a quick look at the star map here so we can maybe get a little bit of a sense of reference for how big the universe is. So there's Earth and the Moon, right? So we're pretty familiar with this concept of distance from one thing to the other, right? So let's go a little bit further out. Let's broaden our scope a bit. Okay, here's some more stuff. We've got Mars, we've got Venus, Mercury, and the Sun in the middle. Let's zoom out even further. We've got Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and then we're getting out of the stuff we usually are familiar with here, out of our system. And oh boy, what's going on here? We've got a whole bunch more stuff. Let's rotate this around a little bit. Zooming. Yeah, learning the controls took a little bit of time, but once you get practiced with it for a few minutes, you'll definitely start to get it, no problem. So, oh man, so we've got a lot more stuff to look at here. I'm not the best with the terminology, so I'm going to let the pictographic representations here do their job. And oh my god, what is going on in the universe? Why is it so big? Alright, so this is... just now, we've reached the borders of our galaxy. Just now. So we're not even done yet. We can keep going. We've got other galaxies beyond that. And this is absolutely phenomenal. I can't even believe, look at this. It's a cloud of possibilities, but these are procedurally generated. Obviously, we don't have actual data for stuff quite at this magnitude. If we did, we would probably be in a much better off position as far as worrying about destroying our own planet, but that's another topic again. So yeah, if this gives you any sense of how small we are as people in the universe, hopefully you get the idea. So what can we do from here? We can choose to just pick a point and go fly. We can look for the moon. We can go towards the sun. We can just kind of zoom around the galaxy at different magnitudes. Can move on over there. We can actually search for different things. Let's go to Mars. Why not? Ready? Here we go. We're off. And here we go. We're done. We've reached Mars. That was a very quick little jaunt. So this is what all the fuss is about, eh? A lot of terraforming and a lot of building atmospheres and things to do here. Not the most interesting place to look at, unfortunately. Kind of boring. We could probably do better than that. What other places do we like to look at? We like Saturn a lot, right? That's a pretty cool place to go. Let's check out Saturn. Wow. S-T-U-R-N. Okay, let's go. Hello. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, we've got some nice occlusion going on, some shadows. And if I can remember what the button is, I can turn orbits on. And we can check out... Oh, no. We've got labels. We can see what's going on around us. Turn off that selection pointer. Let's turn up the time scale, and maybe we... Yeah, there we go. We can see stuff moving around. I believe orbits should be O, shouldn't it? How cool is that? And how useful, if you're like a kid in high school and you need to do a science project, holy crap, this just made things so much more fun and interesting. To be able to actually look at this stuff in perspective from one thing to another as if you were just a body in space. I just find that incredibly compelling and interesting, and I can't even believe that stuff like this exists. This is like so futuristic sounding. So yeah, the time scale, we can drop that back down a little bit. What do you say? Why don't we go do a little bit of exploring on a more galactic level here? I mean, not that we aren't doing that now, but let's go real far away. What do you say we get out of the Milky Way? How does that sound? So I'm just scrolling up my velocity real high. We're going to start to see everything condense. And before you know it, there's everything we know and love disappearing off into the ether. Look at Earth, you can't even see it. It's just like a couple letters there, obscured by everything much larger. So let's increase our velocity even more. Much, much more, actually. And we have lost perspective. We are moving out at a scale I don't even know how to describe. We could be going towards something, but we're actually just backing away from something right now, just so you can get an idea. And we're going faster and faster. I don't even know what measurement that is, PC per second. And at this level, we're just generating stuff like we're already beyond the scale that we're familiar with. So, somewhere in that crosshair, everyone we've ever known and loved exists, and it's not even visible in this massive cloud of objects suspended in nothing. Well, maybe something, I don't know. Nothing something. Dark matter, energy. I'm no physicist or astrophysicist or any of that. I'm not a scientist either. So yeah, who am I to quantify nothing or not quantify nothing? So we're getting even further away. We can select the Milky Way galaxy as a whole. We can select other galaxies. Let's take a jaunt over to Andromeda for funsies. Absolutely unbelievable. So the speed that I'm moving at, I really need to kind of scale that back a little bit. Because if you go too fast, you're going to miss all the fun. Nobody wants that. So can we just kind of embed ourselves in this and take a look around? Well, apparently we may be able to. What is that? Whoa. I think I found an Easter egg or something. What is going on there? I'm moving way too fast. I need to slow it all down. Oh, maybe not an Easter egg. It's really easy to like completely misunderstand the scale when you see these objects like this and you see these points that are representing what you think are just points, because you get used to the size that you're looking around at, but it's like it's not really that they're just points. You're looking at like the very tip of perspective of something gigantic. And even if you're not into space, just like having this around as like a screensaver could be really impressive. Just being able to move around through these lights and pretty colors is like totally up my alley. I mean, are you guys as impressed as I am? This is like the craziest thing. I can't even believe this exists still, and yet people aren't even making a huge fuss about it. How many times can you say you've traversed our universe in first-person view, in real time, with actual data? Like, this is, I don't know, I keep going back to the same point, but it's like clearly kind of, I'm awestruck by it. Do a barrel roll. Okay, that's really disorienting and making me very dizzy, and I'm sorry if I just gave you all motion sickness. Oh man, this gives new meaning to the Windows screensaver, doesn't it? Not quite the same feeling when you're actually moving around actual space or theoretical actual space. I'm betting if you make music videos for a living, this could be a real lifesaver. I think there's a lot of house music that would love to have this available. And particularly, I can think of a few friends who would probably love to just mess around with this whole thing. Hopefully you guys are among them. I mean, how unbelievable. We just went through some of that just for a few moments, and now we're back out. I don't want to get so far away from everything that I just completely lose perspective, but it's very cool to do this. What's this one? And we get data on everything, like when you select it. Whoa. Back off there. Not everything is an actual thing we can look at. Wow. Okay, that was crazy looking. Slow it down, buddy. Slow it down. Some of these points are actually just sprites, like they don't actually exist as anything other than a point. But most of them aren't. Most of them actually have some sort of a reference to them. I mean, this was just a dot a second ago, and now look at it. Let it load in a little bit. Holy crap, that's beautiful. That is art right there. I don't even need to do anything to it. And there's menus all over the place. I don't know what a ton of these do, but most of these I've already learned the short keys for, the hotkeys. And I recommend when you first start to get acclimated to this, read the README that comes in the directory, because it is very helpful. And of course you can always hit escape and go over to the buttons option menu. That is so pretty. The vastness of space, man. I kind of feel really lucky that I'm able to show this to you before a ton of people have seen it, because I have this just very strong feeling that this is going to be a huge deal once people start to find out about it. And I guess if we can help kickstart that, this would be the place. So yeah, by all means, if you guys find this as compelling as I am, just tell a few friends about it. And, you know, if you know any scientists out there, or have any friends that are absolutely just completely infatuated with sci-fi and space exploration and space travel, all that good stuff, show them this. Show them this video. Tell them to go download it. I mean, it's free. How is this free? I'm still completely taken aback by this whole experience. That is just wild, man. Where should we go? Where else should we see? We haven't... Let's just take a look at the sun. That is probably a poor description. Sun. My perspective is so small. Okay, that's what a sun looks like. Or the sunspots. I saw one before that totally had them on it. This is looking a little bit more barren. Well, barren is probably not the right word, considering it's a sun. Okay, we're running out of memory here. The frame rate is dying, so maybe I need to back off a little bit. It's just loading in all the textures, and my computer specifically does not have a ton of RAM, so you guys out there with tons of gigs of RAM, you'll want to check this out for sure, because this is just absolutely a beautiful thing to test out your computer with. Let's check out Venus, because we can. Should be right around here. Whoa, I need to maybe slow down a little bit. Venus, come back! Alright, slowing down. Man, Kerbal Space Program, eat your heart out, right? Whoa, there's Venus. Once you guys get going with this sort of a magnitude... Oh, hello. I think I accidentally just entered orbit, or entered atmosphere of it. Wow, that's beautiful. What's going on? It's moving me by itself. I'm not doing that. Okay. I've lost control of the ship, Captain. Well. I may have hit a button or something. I'm confused. Oh, hello. I've moved very far away from Venus now. I think I just bugged out the rendering engine or something. Again, beta. Don't judge it. It's fine. We're still in the process of finalizing a lot of stuff, or they are. I shouldn't say we. He is. But I think this will about wrap us up. We will end this video with an absolutely beautiful view of a spectral rainbow. And let you know again, as always, this has been Space Engine and another episode of Indie Impressions, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I very much hope that you will pass this on to your friends, so this needs to be seen by people. This is absolutely beautiful. Share the video. As always, I post my videos every night on Facebook at facebook.com/indieimpressions. Go on there, hit the share button, show your friends, let them know about this, and they can watch this and go download it themselves and check it out. Too cool of a thing to miss, really. Let's turn the time scale up a little bit and see if anything cool happens. You see the whole deal moving around in orbit. And as always, also Twitter at RockLeeSmile and at Indie Impression. Feel free to follow me, send me messages, you know, talk to me about whatever. I'm happy to discuss indie games, the game industry, whatever ridiculous news article you just found. Maybe EA is suing Zynga or something, who knows, could be anything. And that will do it for today's episode. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to come back again tomorrow, because I do these every day. Alright, I will see you guys again soon. Have a wonderful night. Later.